Through money or power, you cannot solve all problems. The problem in the human heart must be solved first. The real enemy is within us and not outside. There is always a positive side to life. What is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to be happy. The extreme self-centered attitude is the source of suffering. Too much self-centered attitude brings isolation, loneliness, fear, and anger. If you think clearly about it, it makes no sense to think you're seeking happiness. If you do nothing to restrain angry, spiteful, and malicious thoughts and emotions. Destructive thoughts and emotions undermine the very cause of peace and happiness. Our greatest duty and our main responsibility is to help others. But please, if you can't help them, would you please not hurt them? Compassion, the radicalism of our time. There is meaning in being everyone's friend. As human beings, our purpose is to live meaningful lives, to develop a warm heart. When we have inner peace, we can be at peace with those around us. Learning to forgive is much more useful than merely picking up a stone and throwing it at the object of one's anger. Once you have a genuine sense of concern for others, there's no room for cheating, bullying, or exploitation. We are driven by self-interest. It's necessary to survive, but we need wise self-interest that is generous and cooperative, taking others' interests into account. Cooperation comes from friendships. Friendship comes from trust, and trust comes from kind-heartedness. It is lack of love for ourselves that inhibits our compassion towards others. If we make friends with ourselves, then there is no obstacle to opening our hearts and minds to others. Be a good human being, a warm-hearted, affectionate person. Having a sense of caring, a feeling of compassion, will bring happiness and peace of mind to oneself and automatically create a positive atmosphere. Whether or not a person is a religious believer does not matter. Far more important is that they be a good human being. Our world and our lives have become increasingly interdependent, so when our neighbor is harmed, it affects us too. We have to abandon outdated notions of them and us and think of our world much more in terms of a great us, a greater human family. Lack of understanding of the true nature of happiness is the principal reason why people inflict suffering on others. No one truly benefits from causing harm to another. Causing others misery and infringing their rights to peace and happiness results in anxiety, fear, and suspicion within oneself. We cannot be loving and compassionate unless at the same time we curb our own harmful impulses and desires. Until you have inner discipline that brings calmness of mind, external facilities and conditions will never bring the joy and happiness you seek. Making prayers for peace while continuing to harbor anger is futile. Training the mind to overcome your anger is much more effective. Anger, hatred, and jealousy never solve problems. Only affection, concern, and respect can do that. Our experience of suffering reminds us of what everyone else also endures. It serves as a powerful inspiration to practice compassion and avoid causing others pain. Real happiness and friendship come not from money or even knowledge, but from warm-heartedness. Once we recognize this, we will be more inclined to cultivate it. Compassion and love constitute nonviolence in action. They are the source of all spiritual qualities: forgiveness, tolerance, all virtues. Peace is not just the mere absence of violence or disturbance. It's when there is a possibility of conflict, but you deliberately avoid violence and adopt methods to solve the problem through peaceful means. That is real peace.